Okay, guys, welcome to Dubsado for social media managers. I'm starting very excited, as you can tell. I really am pumped, to be honest with you guys, to share this information with you. I wish that I had somebody when I started my business literally 5 years ago, be like, you need this. This is how you're going to fix a lot of your overwhelm, like a lot of your workflow problems. I didn't even know what a workflow was at the time, and I wish that I did. So basically, I'm going to be walking you guys through a little bit about us, a little bit about the problems that we had before using Dubsado, because I know maybe you guys haven't gotten there yet, or you are there and you want to know sort of how this might solve your problems as a social media manager specifically. So my name is Bianca, by the way, if I didn't say that. I am the co-founder of 705 Creative. Let me go to the next slide. We are a marketing company that is located in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. We do web design as one of our services. We do primarily social media management, and we also do branding and a couple of other related things. We have a really heavy focus on video. When we started 705 Creative 5 years ago, me and Mercedes were both in university and we were students. And we started making videos for some of the places we had internships for, just for fun, really. I was interested in, getting to know social media better and getting to know video editing better. I had done photography as a freelancer for a couple of years as a side hustle in university, and I wanted to get into videos. So we were doing video stuff and people started asking us if we would create videos for their social media. So originally we were just pumped to be making $1, pumped to be making any side money. But as time went on, we started growing this business that was an actual business, not just like a university side hustle. We started running into some management, I guess, overwhelm, really. Like, we are two people, and even two people is more than one person, and we found it to be, sort of overwhelming to be doing everything manually and to also just not really have a single place to be looking for a lot of information. So that is really where our little story starts here and how we sort of get to Dubsado. So we were running into some issues, and I wanted to go over those because a lot of you guys probably experienced these too. So we were new, so we didn't have a CRM. We got recommended some different actual things to go that you use to go through your sales pipeline. So I think we tried like Pipedrive, we tried HubSpot stuff, and some of those just seemed too focused on the sales aspect, which wasn't necessarily the biggest sort of problem area and wasn't really focused on the onboarding aspect and the actual day-to-day client management, which is where I feel like we were really running into problems. It also obviously didn't have a client portal, and a client portal was something that I wanted for a really long time. And when I figured out that there was things that offer client portals, I jumped on that opportunity too. Also centralized, we didn't have a central place for invoices. So I was sending invoices from a couple of different platforms. I was sending invoices from QuickBooks, if people were paying by e-transfer, which, kind of worked. It was fine, but we weren't using the billing aspect of it, like credit card processing aspect. We were using Square for that. And Square is really great, but I didn't like how I had to keep logging into different places to do that aspect of it. So it was like I would keep our client file stuff in one place, like Trello, and then I would keep like the QuickBooks invoicing in one place, and then I would do the Square invoicing, and it was just like me jumping around to like 20,000 different platforms when I wish it was just centralized in one place. And the last thing that was a big annoyance for me at the time, we started getting inquiries from people who weren't local to Peterborough, and I had no way to send them to e-sign contracts. Like, all of our contracts were literal pen and paper, and we'd have to go to multiple meetings with people in person and get them to sign. And then on top of getting them to sign, we had to then like send them a copy of it or print 2 copies and give them one. And they had no place to look for it again. I tried scanning them in, but that was just not easy for me. And I really wanted a way to e-sign that was like legally binding and easy, because I felt like our onboarding process was going on and on and on and on and on and on because we were like, here, look at this contract, look at this work order, sign this, and then I had to like upload it and scan it and send them introductory messages and add them to different platforms, and it was just not streamlined at all. It was just not streamlined. That's the truth. So I wanted to streamline it, and that is when we tried a couple of other platforms, but we found Dubsado, and I was really excited by it because I was like, wow, this is a way that I can organize all this stuff in a central location. So we use Dubsado to keep all of the information about clients in a central location, which means like all of their contact information. So if any of my other partners in the business want to log in and find a client's number, it's all there. I also use it to warm leads. So for me, I felt like I wanted a lead warming process, I guess, like the emails that we send out after a lead inquires to us, to feel authentic and true to me. And I loved that in Dubsado, I could write all of the email copy to be on brand for us, but also to like feel like me and feel like us instead of feeling very robotic. So I loved that. And it makes it super easy for them to move to the next steps. So I'm going to walk you through all that in a second. And I also really simplified our onboarding and our billing. So that was a big pro for me, because even though yes, we have 2 people, like we're 2 co-founders and we just added another partner to this business. So now we're 3 people. It's just making things as simple as possible so any one of us can do it and move to the next steps, or that sort of any process that our clients are going through is as simple as possible. So now I want to talk about how we use Dubsado. So I'm going to move myself a little bit so you can see. So our funnel is important because social media managers might have a bit of a different funnel than some other businesses. Like a lot of our clients are DMing us on Instagram and asking us questions on Instagram. And then how do you get that person into your funnel? Like how do you get them into your lead capture? So I will go through how I do that and how I close and book discovery calls in the DMs. And then also how people get from our website. So if they're from referrals or this and that, like what happens and how they get to the booking discovery call process, and then how they sign contracts. So I'm just going to check the time because I don't want to go too over. All right, let's keep going. So now I'm going to pull up Dubsado and go through my workflows. So let's do that. So welcome to our 705 website. I just wanted to show you the first thing that a lot of people, basically how they contact us. People message us on our website here at the bottom. We say we have this little message, coffee's on us, and a lot of people fill out this lead capture form. There's a bunch of buttons that lead here as well to this section of the site. So our clients, when they're contacting us, option 1 is that they can, if they go to our website and want to work with us, they can fill out this form. So this form has last name, blah, 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 phone number, but it also asks them what service in particular they're interested in, which leads them to a specific workflow that immediately starts. So that I love because I don't have to worry about, someone who's interested in video production getting a lead form, getting an email that's about social media management. Like it's automated. So that's really good. I also find on lead captures on your website, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I seem to get it all the time, where like people who are soliciting us for stuff will fill out the lead capture and a lead will appear in my lead generation thing, which is fine and all. Like I appreciate the hustle, but I don't always want to send them immediately to a scheduler. Like I don't want a stranger that's not interested in working with us to book a call. So what I do in our lead capture form is I actually have it to approve the first email that goes to them. So if they're a spam person, I obviously won't send them a scheduler to our booking thing. So that's one way that people can contact us, is through this lead capture form on our website. Now I'm going to open up this. So this is our scheduling forms or a discovery call booking form through Dubsado that I made there with their scheduling tool or calendar tool. And I'll show you the inside of my Dubsado after this because I want to give you guys the insight into how leads get into the funnel in the first place. So this is what I will send to a lot of people in the DMs. I will send them this link. So it's our portal link. So portal.705 and then our appointment scheduler. And this is my specific one for me. And I only book discovery calls 3 days a week. So I have other stuff that was this week. So sorry, I'm just getting a call here. So for this, I basically give them the option of booking whenever I blocked certain days off for discovery calls and they can book whenever is best for them. Mondays and Wednesdays are when I do discovery calls, so they can book whenever. And it's really easy because when I'm talking to somebody in the DMs and they're like, oh, I'd love to talk to you more. I'm like, great. Instead of going back and forth and deciding on a time, here's my calendar link. Please book a time that works for you. And it's just really seamless and they get added immediately into this, into my funnel based on this. And I know when they booked an appointment. So once they pick a time, they are directed to this form, which I put second, which is in some ways similar to a lead capture form. It asks them to fill out their name in the beginning if they're not in our leads list, which is fine, but it'll also fill it in here as well. So I'll get their first name, last name, phone number, email, business name, but also I ask them, like, do you want to do a phone chat or do you want to do a video chat? And I say our preferred method is video because, of course, you want to feel like you're meeting people in person as much as possible. I prefer doing video calls. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable when I can talk to somebody in person. So then once they submit that, I'm going to show you what happens here. Let's find my Dubsado. Okay, so let me put myself over here. Welcome to the back end of my Dubsado. So in my Dubsado dashboard, once somebody submits in our lead form or books an appointment, it'll send me an email, which is really awesome. And the email just says, this person has booked an appointment, and then I can go and see who it is. So I've made a sample client, so I don't give away our client information, called Dubsado Webinar Client. And what's awesome is I've set up a workflow, and I'm going to open the workflow now of how we use this. So this is our social media clients workflow. And I've basically mapped out the whole client journey here in this workflow that takes you through the whole basically sales process. As soon as the inquiry happens, it takes you through until actual onboarding. So it is really convenient for me because I can just go and check all of these things off. So the inquiry response is as soon as someone submits a lead form, it basically says, thanks for submitting a lead form. I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours with some more information for you. That's really it. I send the appointment scheduler, like I add it to their, it says send. So the thing about Dubsado that I've noticed, which made it originally confusing to create workflows, is that it says send email when there's other options other than send. So for example, and I'll open my workflows for you here. I can show you what I mean. I'm going to click, sorry, this head is good, but sometimes it's bad because you have to move it around the screen. Here's an example. This is a social media workflow. So it says send appointment scheduler discovery call immediately after previous actions are complete. It's not actually sending it. It's actually adding it to their client thing, their client project. Which is what I was just in. So it just says apply to project only. So send appointment scheduler 0 days after all the previous actions are complete. It just says, instead of sending it, it just applies it to the project. And then I send a separate email to them. And this is the email that I have to approve, which is basically sending them my calendar. So I'll show you that email really quickly because it's very neat. I say interest in social media help. Hey, I'm so excited to hear that you're interested in social media management. It seems like we'd be a good fit, blah, blah, blah. And then I just say next step is booking a discovery call where we'll get to know a bit more about you. We'll keep this fairly casual, so feel free to ask us any questions. And then I put the link to the scheduler that I previously added. And then if they haven't scheduled an appointment directly through the DMs. Yeah, then they get that email. And after that, I change their project status to appointment is scheduled. Then I send them a meeting follow-up as soon as the meeting is over. I do that because sometimes I forget in a meeting, because I'm really focused and talking to people, to explain to them that I will get back to them with the proposal within 48 hours. So I don't always specifically mention that. So I like to, because in terms of sales, people want to know what the next step is. They don't want to be wondering when you're going to send them a message. So I just automate that. Like, instead of having to do it manually, I automate it, and I love it because it saves me time. Then I add a bunch of stuff to the project. So I'm going to go through what I add to the project. I'm going to go back so you guys can see. So this is what this all stuff is. It says send master service agreement, send proposal form, and then send email with proposal. So this is not actually sending it to them. It's adding it to the project, as I said before. So I add our contract to the project. I add the proposal to the project, and I can edit them if needed before I send the email, which is just this, saying approving sending the email with the proposal. So let me go back to their actual Dubsado project here. So I've added all these forms manually so I can show you guys. So I do 3 forms before our clients are onboarded. I have the proposal that is added. This contract is added. And then I have also the work order, which will get added after. So let me go through and show you how it looks for a client when they receive a proposal from me. So this is our proposal. So we have a couple of different ones based on their price points, but I've just put sort of like the small business one. What happens here is I customize it to refer to their first name, because I really like, as much as you can make the process feel personalized, it's really helpful. And it makes clients feel like, you know, they're working with a real person. So if you scroll down here, we say, let's get you started with social media. And a lot of these are Canva graphics. So this is Canva, this is Canva, this is Canva, this is Canva. So when you scroll down, it has selecting 3 packages. So our starting out package, you can select it here. Our growth package, you can select here. Our influence package, you can select here. All of our packages include this, blah, blah, blah. I also put here how you would select the packages so people aren't confused. Honestly, a lot of people skip this section, so I might eventually eliminate it entirely, but I also put it in the email, and I also put it at the bottom, because I do find people who look at the proposal often ask me, for some reason, even though it's written a million times, sort of what the next steps are. So if they're not as tech savvy, a lot of people who are tech savvy get it right away. So once they're ready, they can select their package. They're like, I want this growth package, I want this package, or this package. And you can select multiple options, because I put at the bottom here, add-ons. So if they want a Facebook cover video, a vlog, if they want extra social media platforms, they can select this and it will be automatically added to their invoice, which is great. Then I ask for their contact information right here, because I want it to auto-populate into the contract. So they fill out all this information for me, and then they click next. Okay, I can't do it because this is a preview. But if you go to contract here, once they click next, all of this information primarily is all filled out for them. So their first, last names, all of the billing, like the actual contract information that is needed is filled out. Date is filled out. All the dates in the contract based on when they filled this out gets auto-populated. And then at the very bottom, they can sign right away. And this is amazing because it takes our process from like a bunch of steps to literally 1 second. They pick what they want and they click sign. And that stops people from hesitating as much, but it also encourages them to move on to the next step. So that is basically that process. And once they have signed the proposal, I send a document called a work order. Okay, so this is the work order. This is a really, really important document to me, because I feel like a lot of people put this in the contract and don't make a separate thing that talks about exactly what the deadlines and due dates are. Make things really clear for your clients, and also what's included in their package. So this is auto-populated in this section from what they picked on the proposal. So it says they picked the growth package, they picked graphic design, some copywriting, and their social media posts. Sure, great. And that's auto-populated, so you can see that right then and there and how much that they're paying. So that's really great. And then down here, I have the delivery schedule and delivery method. So this is their deadlines and due dates. This one's auto-populated with web design, but I put the exact same thing for social media, where I'll say, this is when we're going to meet about approximate time. They can always pick their times. So this approximately week is when we're going to meet about onboarding. This is when we're going to send you a sample content calendar. And this every month is the exact day where you'll need to approve all of the content. So I like to make it really clear for the clients what is expected of them, but also what is expected of us. So that is what I use for that. So that is the work order document. And they also sign and agree to this as well. What is nice about having a work order that is different than having just a contract is if a client comes back and says to you, I want a different option on the contract. I want a different social media package. I want more. You can just create another work order, which is the sub-agreement, and add that to their existing project instead of creating a whole new contract for them. So that really simplifies when you want to scale clients and grow your business with them. So they want originally a small package, but maybe they want more and more and more work. Dubsado makes it really easy to scale that and to increase their package offerings over time by just doing a new work order. So that is a really awesome feature as well. Next, I'm going to show you what I do for onboarding. So let's go back to our workflow here. Sorry, guys. Need to open all this. Okay. So over here in client's website onboarding, I just want to show you guys what it is because it makes it really clear what the next steps are. Send an email that says, welcome to the 705 Creative Family, which is really exciting for everyone. I get so many comments that people love it. And then I just say, it's official. We're so thrilled to be working together. These are your next steps. So 1, pay your deposit. Don't do anything until people put money down. 2, check out your client portal. So I give them the login to their client portal, which I'll show you in a second. 3, do your homework, which is review the work order, complete the social media planner. And now I'm going to show you all that stuff. So they can pay their deposit via the invoice. I'm going to show you the client portal now where they can see their invoices. Nope. Okay. Welcome to their client portal. When they actually are in their client portal here, they'll be able to see unsigned contracts, incomplete forms, and also open invoices here. And I'm going to refresh this here so they can see. Let's see if it's letting me refresh. Okay, there we go. Now you can see open invoices because I actually recently updated that. So it's opening now. This is what their invoice looks like. And then they can pay over here via Square. Really, really easy. Go back, and in their client portal, it has the forms like the work order and the social media planner. And I send them their login details to the portal in the email. And I also have it on our website here, as you can see at the top. We've added a link to the client portal. Oops, it's actually at the bottom. Right here, start here. We've added a link to the client portal so that clients can go on our website and log in if they accidentally forget their link. And it looks like it's part of our website. It doesn't look separate. So that's a really, really good feature, and our clients love it. It makes it really easy for them to access everything. They also get this social media workbook that is sent to them in their onboarding email. This is a workbook that goes through questions like what is your ideal start date, but also what are your usernames and passwords for all of your social media accounts. Tell me about your customers, target audience. And I actually think this is a templated one that Dubsado offered, and I just customized some of the questions for me, but majority of this was already templated. So that saved me a lot of time looking in their templates guide. So if you actually don't know where that is, maybe I'll show you that really quick. I don't want to go over my time, but I will show you that for a second because it is very helpful. So if you go to forms here, okay, you can actually go right here to template library. And I'm pretty certain that is where I got this one from. Think right here, social media planner workbook. And I just customized it for my brand and I was ready to roll. And that is what I love about Dubsado. Make it super easy. So back there, they fill out all these questions in onboarding, and then they submit, and I have all the information from there on to literally be ready to go and start. So one thing that I wanted to share really quickly was what happens after all the onboarding. How do they get access to the social media calendar? So I actually put a link to it. So let me show you here. So we use a couple different softwares to show social media calendars. We primarily, in the approval and content creation process, use Trello and share Trello boards with our clients. I'm not going to show you what that looks like because we're actually, that's something we teach in our courses and trainings and things like that. But I will show you, I put a link in their client portal so that they don't have to worry about finding it again later on. They can always go back and access it here. So I'll do new form. And instead of any of these, I'll do create one-time link. And in the one-time link, I will stick the link to their Trello board. So I'll put link to social media calendar, and I'll paste the link right here to this. There's a little video, but I'll paste a link to this right here and that will then show up in their client portal, and they can look at the link. So that's how I do that. Did I not create a one-time link? I don't know where it went. Sometimes you need to refresh with Dubsado. Yeah, and that's how I create it, and then it appears here. And maybe let me refresh here. See if it appeared. And once I refresh, there it is, link to social media calendar. So that's where clients go and find their social media calendar. I also use a scheduling software that I use Social Pilot. And I also put a one-time link to that so they can go there and sign up all their social media accounts as well. So sometimes they give me username and passwords in the form, and sometimes they give it to me through Social Pilot. From this point forward, I do some of the stuff manually. I will manually add appointment schedulers for clients when they want to book meetings with me. I will manually add that. And I will manually set up a reoccurring invoice for them, which is here, that will automatically send to them every month with their monthly retainer. And all of our social media clients are retainers, so that's what I do. Send a recurring invoice. They can pay by credit card. They can e-transfer me. They can do whatever you want. And it's all tracked here, which is amazing. And it syncs with our QuickBooks, which I find very helpful. And so does our accountant. And that's really it. Honestly, I know that was a lot. I hope it wasn't too much. I also keep a lot of our client notes. Again, this is a test client, so I don't have it here. When I do calls with them, I often open a note here and keep a call log and a notes log here of all of the notes that I might want the other partners to know about the client. So if they want to know something like they don't like the color red and they don't want that on any of their social media graphics, or this is where you can access all of their photos or that sort of thing. I'll keep all of that here because when when our contractors and when the other partners in the business want to find information, I can direct them here. So I have some team members set up that also work on our social media accounts here as well. And I think that's it, honestly. I hope that wasn't too much information. I absolutely love talking about it, and I'm going to stay on in the actual live meet. Is going to be in the chat and is going to talk to you and answer any questions that you have about, I guess, how to use Dubsado as a social media manager, what my workflow is, any questions like that. Hopefully it wasn't too quick. I tried to go through things in a succinct way, but if I was too quick, let me know if you want me to answer any questions. I'd be happy to do that. So thank you so much for joining me in this Dubsado for Social Media Managers tutorial. And I will see you guys another time. Talk to you in the chat. Bye. Okay, sorry, I totally forgot to include this. So one more thing before I go, I put our discount affiliate code 705 Creative. That will get you a discount on Dubsado, so feel free to use that. And also follow us on social media if you don't. We'd love to meet some of you. I would be happy to answer any of your questions through the DMs on social media as well. So send us a message and connect with us online. We'd love to meet more of you guys. So, okay, that's really it. I'm going to leave the screen up for a little bit for you guys while I answer questions in the actual chat. I won't be on the video. And yeah, so I'm going to leave this up for a bit. Stay tuned. I'm just going to take my face out.